good. I'm good. What can I do for you?
Yeah, so my boyfriend's been a little hot and cold as well.
Okay.
I'm not I'm not understanding because we had a great relationship and all of a sudden everything's changed.
Mm,
I He's always here. I'm not always, telling him to come over, but then he says I take away all his time. That he doesn't have enough time for himself. But I expressed to him he's free to do as he pleases, and there's nothing. I'm not holding him prisoner.
right.
So my thoughts are maybe he's interested in someone else, or he's just keeping me around. I don't know.
How long have
I'm a
y'all been
little
together?
confused.
How long have y'all been in a relationship?
We're going on a year and a half only.
Year and a half?
Yeah.
Okay. So when he says you're taking up all his time, like, what's the context there? Like, does he just say that
He's
out the blue, or is there something that precedes it?
Yeah, like he says that he has things to do, but that he doesn't have enough time. But when he does have time, he'll be here at my house and, you know, he hangs out and we do stuff. Like we'll go out and exercise or whatever, you know, whatever presents itself.
Right.
But then he complains that he can't get his stuff done because he's always with me. I was like, okay.
Okay, but like, does he say that out the blue, or does he say that in response to you asking him to come over? Like, I need more context as to when that
No,
occurs.
no, he just says that out of the blue.
Hmm.
I can ask him, so how's your day going? I'm fine. Why do you have to keep asking me how my day's going? So,
When did he start responding that way?
just recently, you know what? For our anniversary, he started on our anniversary, very frustrated. Um, and I think it's because, okay, he does have a female best friend.
Okay.
Um, and she texted him on our anniversary. She sent him feet pics. So he has no problem with me touching his phone. I'm like, oh, she texted you. And I'm like, why is she sending you feet pics? That's weird. And he got real defensive. Oh, it's nothing. I just haven't had a chance to look at my phone. Why are you tripping? I'm like, I'm not tripping. You're just overreacting. And the whole weekend he was acting weird. So
Okay. How old are you two?
I'm 48. He's 46.
Didn't expect that, to be honest
Mm,
with you. Thought this was going to be like an early 20s conversation. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. This doesn't sound good, does it? Like, best friend, first of all, having a woman best friend in your 40s is outrageous. What are we
Mm-hmm.
doing there, right? Um,
Right.
Even using the term best friend in your 40s is quite interesting. But
Yeah.
yeah, this doesn't sound like it's a good situation, especially why are we receiving feet pics? What Knuckles just said, the defensiveness is a red flag. If the feet pics weren't enough, the defensiveness that follows the questioning is the real
Mm-hmm.
signal in this situation,
Yeah.
right?
Because I told him, I'm like, you'd think she'd have some boundaries because you're in a relationship, that she have some respect for me and not do things like that. Oh, you just don't know her like I do. And I'm like, okay, well, I was trying to get to know her like you do, but.
You're being too understanding. So, like you just said,
Mm-hmm.
so she would have self respect. She would have respect in this situation. What's missing here is
Mm-hmm.
your own self respect,
Right.
right? Like you have
Okay.
to have your own boundaries. Where this
Right.
is like, should nobody feel comfortable enough to be receiving those type of messages around you, right? This isn't
Right.
that wasn't a conversation to get clarity. That's a conversation where it's like, what are we doing? Like this is a real problem. You shouldn't be
Okay.
receiving these type of messages, right? Sounds
Yeah.
like with all that context you just gave, the picture sounds like he is preemptively trying to complain about how much time you're taking so that he can justify taking more time for himself so he can do whatever it is he wants to do with his free time. Um, doesn't sound like it's a good situation though.
Okay.
All right.
So there's a decision to be made.
Sounds like it, love.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, you take care.
You too.
All right, Tia, what's going on? Tia C, are you there? Because you're muted.
Good evening, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
Good morning.
What can I do for you?
Sir, please. I actually have a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, there's this guy we have been dating for 7 months now,
Okay.
and we live in separate towns, but based in Cameroon.
Okay.
So, yeah, like I went there. He lives in Limbe, while I lives in Yaoundé. So I went there and visit him. I paid him a visit. I made about 2 weeks there. When I left and came back to Yaoundé, since then it's been 5 months now. He has just changed. The way things go now, I don't understand. He doesn't care about me. Yeah.
Okay, love, do you have a question? I'm not really following what we're talking about here. Or do you have a question about the situation?
Yes, there's this question I want to ask. Like, if you're in a relationship with somebody and that person keeps, like, the person shows interest, the person, how can I put it? Like the communication flows, but with time, everything just stop. How do we say? How do I solve that problem? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do about that.
I'm still not sure what the problem is. Can you define the problem again? Like very, very quickly explain
Okay,
to me what the
so
problem is?
okay, so
Okay, I gotta go. I'm sorry. This is taking too long. B-Bye, what's going on?
Hi, I've been in a relationship for almost 5 years now, and we've been living together for 4 years, and it was going good, but he's always had a corn addiction. Sorry, I can't say that word, and it's just really affected me, and I can't leave the relationship because of financial issues. I wouldn't be able to, and I just feel like I'm losing sleep. I'm smoking again. I'm drinking, and I just feel really stuck.
Okay. Okay. So what's the question in this situation?
How do I cope with him having a porn addiction?
How long have you two been together?
Hitting 5 years now.
5 years. When did you discover that he has a corn addiction?
Probably like 6 months into our relationship. And he kept saying he was going to stop, but then I keep finding out.
Okay. 6 months into your 5-year relationship, you found out that he was watching corn.
Yeah. And like a year and a half after that, so almost 2 years in, I found out again.
Okay.
And then I stayed. We broke up, got back together, and then I thought he stopped, but then I just found out a week ago he's been doing it this entire time. And I just want to know, how do I cope with it? Am I doing something wrong to make him want to do that stuff?
Not necessarily. Are y'all sleeping together?
Yeah,
Okay. How frequently?
a lot, like 3
Okay.
times a week
Okay.
or more.
So no, you're not doing anything wrong at all, right? So, I mean, but your question to me is like, how do you
Cope
deal
with
with
it.
this? Well, you can't, right? Like, you can't really. The solution is to leave the relationship if you're not in alignment with it. So
I
if this
just
is
can't financially.
I understand that, but then that's a problem that you have to solve, right? You have to solve the financial problem. Easier said
Okay.
than done, I'm sure, but we're talking about 5 years. 5 years of you knowing that he has a corn addiction, right? So like the corn addiction isn't going away. We've established that because you've been dealing with it for 5 years. You clearly don't want to be in a relationship with someone who has a corn addiction because you are back to smoking and things of that nature, right? So that's it's negatively impacting you. So the solution would be for you to leave the relationship. Um, if financially you can't do it, you have to find a way to do it, right? Because like if he were to kick you out or leave whatever house y'all live in, you would have to figure out the finances, right?
Yeah.
So pretend like that's your situation.
Okay.
Pretend like he is ending the relationship, kicking you out. What would you do if that were true? And then do that
Okay.
thing. Okay?
Thank you.
No problem. You take care. All right. Really real. What's going on?
Hello. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi. Wow. Can you hear me okay? The speaker is a little weird.
Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on?
Okay. I have a kind of a complicated but not situation. I'm gonna try to make it as fast as I can. I was coming out long relationship and I not met. I came on TikTok and I um, met like somebody who kind of is influencer a little or goes live a lot, so super popular person on TikTok.
Huh?
And
More popular than
they,
me? Not more popular than
well,
me, right? No.
probably not
Keep
you,
going.
no.
Keep going. Keep going. I'm just messing.
Yeah, probably not you. But basically, they were like in my inbox, like heart size and everything,
Right.
inboxing me, and kind of live like 3 hours from me, and kind of like oh, like I would drive there, like almost just teasing back forth, we
Mm-hmm.
just teasing. And one time I was gonna be in their area, and I was with a guy a long time, and I want to validate myself a little bit, and I had my own mission to make that my first encounter. So I went into it thinking I could do that, right? Like I can be in that state with that person and
Uh-huh.
just like casual, like one time, and that was like my goal. I went there, we ate. They didn't expect me to be forward, but after dinner, I say, oh, you want to go back in like Netflix chill thing? And a guy gonna say, of course, yes, right? So guy says that, and basically, we go all the way, and then I leave. I come back the next day. It was around holiday time, and they message me the day after, and they message me just like for holiday, but they don't keep super in touch, but they still liking all of my picture and stuff. So we fade away a little bit, and I knew I was going back there one more time 1 month later, and I said, let me throw it out there. I will be back if they're okay with me, then maybe it's not gonna fade. And they were okay with meeting up with me. We meet up and we whatever. But then shortly after that, they still keep in touch, but they just like stop looking at all of my pictures, and they stop engaging with me. They're still my friend, and my account is private. I don't have a lot of people, but like they don't look at all anymore. I feel like they did like muting me. You mute somebody. So my question to you is, do you know from a guy perspective why would that be? Because they're always friendly. I can text them and get an answer, but we don't even talk. We just had those encounters.
Okay, so your intention was to hook up with this person, right?
I thought it was just that, but I think I'm feeling a type of way that there's no even like friendly banter. No, like I didn't expect just, I went into there like, yeah, I'm just gonna do that and be done. And now I'm wondering why they're not even trying to be like friendly. Like why I
There's
didn't do anything wrong, so why you not like before you would still like look my picture and everything? Why that change? Is it because they get that and they're done?
yes, precisely. How old are you?
Okay. Me?
Yes.
31.
31. Is that you in your profile picture? Be honest.
Yes.
100%. That's you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I don't want. Yes. I have. Yeah.
31.
Yes.
And this is a new experience for you.
It's very new. Never. And I thought I'm ready like that, but I just want to know for what may have changed. If the sleeping wasn't good, then probably they wouldn't even see me the second time. So they did a second time. Why wouldn't they even keep that door open a little bit?
Y'all slept with each other twice, you said?
The first time, yes. The second time, almost. It was like a oral. Sorry, I'm being very forward, but
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, they just got what they wanted. Love. Like you came out the gate with that type of energy.
yes, I did. I was the pursuer for maybe much.
Right. And you met them on TikTok, right?
Yes.
So that means they're open to meeting people on TikTok.
Yes.
And they have a large following.
Yes.
So there's a lot of people on TikTok they're talking to.
They say no, but I know different. Yes.
Right.
They
Right.
say I'm first ever, but I know it's not that.
Right. So, I mean, given that's the case, you checked you off the list. We move on to the next people on the list, right? That's kind of the situation you've entered into.
Okay.
Um,
I just didn't know what changed. Why they? I guess the chase is done and they're done. Perhaps.
yeah, they wanted to experience you. I mean, and it add insult to injury the fact that you're all 3 hours away from each other.
Right.
Right. So you're not even really a real candidate because you're that far away, right?
Got it. Yeah.
And even if they did want something more serious or something more sticky, you coming out the gate with that energy kind of categorized yourself.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
All right.
Okay. I appreciate it. So just is a dead issue then? Done.
Yeah, more than likely.
Okay. Thank
All right.
you.
All right, you take care, love.
Thank you.
Don't believe that's her profile picture. It's not adding up. It's not adding up. If like something's not accurate. Either that's not your profile picture or you're not really 31. There's no coherence here. It does not make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's a heavy filter. I can't tell because it's a small circle. I can't enlarge it. It just doesn't make sense. Beautiful woman, 31. You wouldn't have to have that conversation with. They would already be hip to the game. Cece, what's going on?
Hey, Coach. Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. All right. So you guys know what time it is. I'm a little early because our likes are very, very low. So let's power tap, you guys. Let's get to 50K as soon as possible. If you haven't already grabbed your daily heart me, that's going to be the orange heart right up at the top. It helps TikTok know there's interaction going on in this space. Also, you want to repost or share the live. That's going to be that gray arrow down at the bottom, the menu. And all of this just helps us get more and more people in here so we can have such a great live. Thank you, Becca. Let's power tap. Let's get those numbers up. We have 500 people in here. If we tap just 30 seconds, these numbers will jump and jump and jump. Don't forget, when you want to come up in the queue, if you have a private page, only the coach can let you up. So you might have to wait a little while. If you like, you can make your page public and then request again, and we will let you up. The mods will let you up as soon as we see the request. Also, remember, this is not matchmaking, so please come prepared with your question and context, okay? Once we let you up, please mute up right away, or the mods will send a request for you to mute. You want to make sure you have no background or little background noise, so that way we can hear you, and Coach can definitely hear you. And you don't have to pay attention to the comments, because the comments be wild.
Right.
It's part of the show. We want to come up and focus on Coach. We're already at 19. Thank you guys so much. Let's keep power tapping. Coach is going to be live taking questions in the panel for 2 hours, so we're almost at the first 30 minutes, so just be mindful of that. If you want to come up, put in that request, send this live out so we can get more and more people in here. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Cece.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Okay. Proud to be an American. Get the chat back, please. What's going on?
Hi.
All right.
So, do I just start out with my question?
Yeah, ask the question first and then give me the details, please.
Okay, so I guess my question would be a guy who seriously wants to change. Okay, so I kind of have to give you a little bit of the story because I can't just ask the question. Is that okay?
That's fine. Go ahead.
So basically, a guy who. So you catch a guy in a lie, and he confesses what you found out, and he swears that he's gonna change and things will be different. And things do change for a few months, and then you find it's basically the corn situation again. And it's crazy because I just was scrolling on my TikTok, and then that popped up. So I wanted to ask too, because it's that's literally what I'm going through, is a guy with this addiction, same thing. We are very sexually active together, and I have found it multiple times, and both times he's told me the truth about it all after I found it. But it's I feel I don't know, I really do love this guy, but it really hurts me in so many different ways because I've never dealt with this type of addiction. Because in society, I feel it's deemed as normal. So this is, I don't know, it's just so, it's just devastating because it's it's not physical intimacy. So it messes with your head because it's literally on a screen, and I can't get through my head why he would risk his relationship. We've been together for almost 2.5 years. Why he would risk his relationship for a screen. And someone just said corn, let him watch it. And it's I understand that because I feel there's a certain amount that is not unhealthy. But the more that it becomes a problem, the more I'm actually starting to change my views on it. So do you have advice for that? I know that was a lot.
When you say the more it's becoming a problem, how is it becoming more of a problem?
Because I can just tell I can just tell in the way that he is as a person how it's affecting him. He becomes more irritable. I can tell in different ways when we're, it's affecting things. And yeah, and his anger, he snaps super, he just gets really irritable. And that's what makes me even check.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I can just, and the more research I do on it, the more I understand how it does affect you mentally.
Okay. Unfortunately, the only thing that you can do is kind of advise him to seek out some sort of therapy or counseling, right? In order to rectify the situation. But you also have to understand it is an addiction, right? A lot of guys use that as a way to self-soothe. So if there's anxiety they're dealing with, there's feelings they don't want to feel, then they turn to that to feel better, soothe themselves. So it's not, on the surface, it's it looks like they're desiring other women and stuff of that nature. Sure, that's built into it, but that's not the core driver behind it. So I think that there's a couple of things going on. One, women who are in this situation are creating a narrative in their head that this is cheating, or it somehow makes it, they create a narrative where it's okay, well, you just don't desire me like that. And it's well, that's not necessarily true. That doesn't mean it's not a problem. It just means the way you're describing it is not a true reflection of the situation. And the way you're describing it makes you feel worse about the situation. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Right? So it's let's reframe what's actually going on so you feel better about the situation. But then also, and people are it's not healthy, leave him. Okay, well, let's play that game. A lot of women read smut novels. Same shit. So it's do they need to be left as well? Right? So you got to give grace in situations like this. So yeah, if it's really that big of a deal to you, like one, reframe it so that you can actually see clarity on what actually is occurring, and then if it's really a problem, have an honest conversation with him to see if you can help him heal himself with that situation.
So do you think like therapy would be beneficial for him?
There's
in
like
this
people who
situation?
specialize in like helping people get off corn. Right, there's specialists who specialize, and you can like Google that. There's guys who do it. There's women. I would advise a guy, right, who make their whole business model is helping people get off porn, because it is a big problem. But we just live in a very lusty society, right? It's like you can't even turn a TV show on nowadays without there being like some sort of set scene in it, right? So yeah, it's not a healthy thing to do. It's normalized, but it's not healthy. Um, but yeah, if this is really hurting your relationships to that degree, then obviously we got to find a solution for it. And if he's truly addicted to where he can't stop, then this is not a willpower conversation anymore. Right? He may respond to you as if this is a willpower situation. Like, okay, I'll stop. But like if we had to have this conversation multiple times and this seems like it's not a willpower thing, this is something that you probably need a third party to help you rid yourself of.
Yes, and I think that's where it gets like sticky because I'm not mean about it. I try to be understanding, but it's like when it comes to something like this, he thinks that he can just like, okay, this time is different. I'm watching podcasts, I'm working on it, but it's like, are you like? Because it's not like you sat me down this time. Like if he would have sat me down versus the first time, like, okay, I relapsed, I did this,
Yeah.
I am wrong for this. I feel like it'd be different than him doing it again, sneaking behind my back, and then when I find out, he's like, you know what, I'm doing all the things I'm doing. He's just trying to do everything but therapy. And I'm like, there's what work are you actually putting in? I don't really, because what are the podcasts really gonna do? Like when the desire creeps up, whenever that time is, when you start feeling insecure or anxious, like I feel like you need tools from people who are like specializing, like you say. So I guess like a verbatim.
A verbatim what?
I mean, like what is that called? An ultimatum?
An ultimatum?
Yeah, like.
I mean, if it comes to that point, right, where it's like if he doesn't if he refuses any kind of intervention, because he's probably being macho about it, right? He probably thinks he can just stop because he doesn't understand what problem is actually solving for him. Right.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. So keep me posted on it. Definitely have like a real heart to heart about it, and try to let him know like how serious of an issue it is. And if he's resistant, then you have to obviously increase the severity of your stance. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. You
Have
take
a
care,
great
love.
night.
You too. When we get male callers up here, I hope the women in the chat saying just leave keep that same energy. Just leave the woman when she's going through something. Lizzie, what's going on? Lizzie, you are muted. Okay. All right, Casey, what's going on?
Hey, can you hear me?
You're kind of coming in low.
I'm muffled.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I think it's just my phone. I think I have water in my phone or something.
Okay. I can still make out what you're saying.
Okay. So hey, my issue is basically I grew up very like quiet and shy, awkward.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I'm at this phase of dating where like people do look at me. I think I'm not the most beautiful person in the world, but I think I'm.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Keep going, love.
And I just have a hard time maneuvering through conversations, specifically with men. So I was just seeing if you had any advice in regards to that.
So you said that you have like a shy, introverted temperament,
Yeah.
and you have a hard time. You said maneuvering conversations with men.
With people in general, but I feel like women are more open
Okay.
than men are, especially when they're first getting to know one another.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So is this like conversing with men in general, or is it if it's a more of a flirtatious dynamic? Is that what you struggle with?
A bit of both, yeah.
Okay. So what happens when you engage with men? Do you like freeze up? You don't say anything, or talk me through it?
Like there's like there could be these seconds of awkward pauses, and I know pauses are okay sometimes. But or there'll be a moment where like I just don't know what to say at all.
Okay.
Like nothing comes.
Nothing comes up.
Mm-mm.
Okay. How frequently do you talk to people in general? Like people you don't know?
I wouldn't say often.
Okay.
I work from home.
Gotcha.
So
How old
yeah,
are you?
I am a manager, so like I manage people throughout the day.
Okay.
But I don't have personal connections often.
Gotcha. Okay. So you just haven't, this is a situation where you just haven't put enough reps in, right? So when I talk to guys who like struggle with this, the first thing I have them do is to start making conversations with service workers, right? So like you get in the Uber, if you are going to a coffee shop dealing with the barista, right? Talk to people, talk to service workers because they're literally, it's part of their job to engage you.
Yeah.
So that's going to be good practice for you. Like one, you make their day because most people are just barking orders at them, right? So they get to talk to a friendly person. And then two, you get to work on your social skills a bit, right? So I would do that with both men and women. In addition to that, part of the reason why your mind is going blank is because you have put pressure on yourself as to you are coming from a frame where anything that you decide to say needs to be perfect or it needs to be really good, right? It needs to be valuable in some way. And because you're putting that degree of pressure on yourself, you're basically becoming a perfectionist around conversation.
I agree.
And then that puts you in a place where it's like you're judging what you would say before you say it, so your brain just kind of like freezes up. So you have to like transition from judging what you're going to say to just simply expressing whatever your thoughts are. So it's almost like you are brain dumping onto the page, right? But do that conversationally.
Okay.
That's how you should think about it. Now, you will put your foot in your mouth at times. It'll happen. But over time, you'll calibrate to where it's like, okay, you'll just naturally and instinctively know the right things to say in a particular moment. Like based on the context of the conversation, you'll just naturally feel it out over time. So yeah, start with service workers and then practice just expressing, like just make observations. Maybe you notice that they have a nice shirt. Maybe you're not even talking about the shirt, but you just mentioned that they have a nice shirt, right? Okay. Because you're just expressing yourself. You're expressing things that you notice, right? And that will make the conversation flow more smoothly.
All right.
Okay?
I appreciate it.
No problem, Casey. Definitely keep me posted, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, you take care, love. All right. Adi, what's going on?
Hi, good to meet you. My name is Adi. So I recently got married like 3 months ago. And me and my new spouse have combined finances. So we have one checking account, one savings account, and then we have an investment account together. It's both of our first marriage. So we just felt like this was going to be the best route to manage finances together. And so far it's been going pretty good. So how do you have like any best practices on how we should be discussing about money and how joint finances work? How does that all? What are like some advice that you have on that?
I would say this is really just a matter of like communication and knowing where you're headed, right? So it's getting in alignment of like how we're going to treat finances. So it's both like present day conversation, like how we're managing it in the present, like what are the boundaries around this domain, and what are we building towards? Like what kind of financial goals are we going to hit, and then specifically how are we going to get there?
Got it. Do you have what kind of like financial structures have you seen couples take? Do you feel like it's better to just have everything joined together, or do you think that it's better to have some accounts joined, some separate? Because what I've been encountering the past 3 months, that everything has been pretty good. The only thing is that I think that I tend to be more of the spender in the relationship. So there's been times where I want something, but I kind of feel a little bit of shame asking my partner about it because, I'm like, well, it is kind of stupid now that I think about it, which is also a good thing because I feel like I have somebody holding me accountable and I'm able to save more money now and not spend as frivolously because I tend to like to buy things. So like, do you think like I should be given more of a,
You know what? I'm gonna actually recommend a
like an
resource.
allowance?
I'm gonna recommend a resource to you. I used to work for this company called IWT. It stood for I Would Teach You to Be Rich. Owner of the company had a Netflix TV show called I Would Teach You to Be Rich. But he puts out a lot of content out now, especially on his podcast, where he advises couples about this specific problem. His name is Ramit Sethi. So Ramit, that's RAMIT. Last name is SETHI. Look into his stuff. It's gonna be real good because this is like what he spends a lot of hours like unpacking. And on his podcast, he's actually talking to couples in real time, helping them figure out their financial life. That's going to be a better resource for you.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Hey, no problem, man. Keep me posted on how it goes, all right?
Cool. Thanks.
No problem, brother. All right. Liu? Liu, are you there? Because you're muted. Going once. All right. We got that Shaker. Shaker, what's going on, man?
How you doing, boss? How are you?
Good, good. What can I do for you?
You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I have a question. Yes, I met my neighbors like 2 weeks ago. We live in an apartment complex. So, yeah, we start talking. But after 2 weeks, she told me like, hey, I don't have interest for anything. I don't know why, because I was bushy or she didn't tell me any reason for that.
I didn't catch after that. You said you have a neighbor and she said what to you?
We are talking like text each other like for 2 weeks. And she is like very interesting for messages and everything. But after 2 weeks, she told me like, hey, I'm not interested in anything.
She said she's not interested in anything?
She has a boys, twins. I'm not sure. She like have a lot of things going on with her life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the question here?
So what do you think? You just make a break, talk to her like after a month, or what do you think?
You should go talk to other women.
You're right.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good advice.
I know. So definitely go do that, all right, brother?
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
All right.
Because let me say, in
Juju. Ju, are you there? Because you're muted. Going once. Going twice. in the queue. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. What can I do for you?
Okay, so this is a past dating situation. I mostly just want a male perspective on it.
Okay.
All right, so there was this guy that I met. I really, really liked him. But around the time that we met, I was also dating someone else. To be clear, this is like early stages, nothing committed, right? And we went on a couple dates. I think maybe the second or third date, he kind of asked like, hey, like, are you seeing anyone else? And I was honest. I told him, yeah. And it didn't really seem to be a problem. Fast forward maybe like a week or two later, the other guy that I was seeing, he was long distance, and he asked me to come and see him. But we weren't like at that level yet. So I stayed in a hotel. Like, it wasn't anything shady. You know what I mean? The other guy, right? I actually liked him a lot more. I did. I liked him a lot more. He reaches out to me like super randomly. He's like, hey, like, do you have time for like a conversation? And mind you, I told him I was going out of town. I didn't tell him why, because I felt like maybe that was like too much. But I did tell him like, hey, I'm going to be like, you know, out of town just for like a quick weekend, whatever, like I'll be back. So while I'm gone, he's like, hey, like, do you have time for a 20-minute conversation? And I was like, yeah. So I stop what I'm doing and I pick up the phone, and he's just like, yeah, like, I'm just not really comfortable with this, that, and the third. And the conversation didn't start with him saying that he was uncomfortable. It actually started with him being like, hey, I feel like you're texting me back slower. I don't feel like you're as responsive or like present as normal. But he already knew I was going to be out of town. And like most of the time when you travel, you don't really have the same capacity to be like on the phone and checking in all the time. Right. So I thought that it wouldn't be an issue. And as I'm kind of explaining that to him, that's when like the tone switches, and he's kind of like, yeah, I'm not really comfortable with this. I feel like you're out here, you know, laid up doing this, that, and the third. And so now I'm panicking because, like I said, like, I feel put on the spot. I'm uncomfortable now. And like I said, the other guy I was talking to, he was really cool, but we had like some differences in terms of what we wanted long term. So I didn't like him as much. Like, it just kind of felt like we were still figuring out what felt like a lifestyle mismatch, if that makes sense. And then, so I came home. Like, I shit you not, I went home. Like, I cut my weekend short with the other guy because I wanted to salvage, like, the relationship I was building with this guy. So I changed like my travel plans, and I came back home, and I was like, hey, like, I totally understand how you're feeling. Like, I'm home. Let's talk about it. And we end up linking up, having a conversation. It seems like everything is like really cool. And we started, you know, like, we kind of picked back up where we left off. But then we had like this one beach date, right? It was like a beach picnic. It was really cute, really nice. And I have a pool at my place, and I didn't want the date to end. He didn't want it to end. So I was like, let's just go to the pool. We can kind of lounge there. It's a little bit more comfortable than the beach. After the beach, we come up to my place, right? Again, we're not intimate or anything. I do kind of like to wait with stuff like that. And we're just kind of chilling at my house, like freshening up, like eating the rest of the snacks, stuff like that. Afterwards, he leaves, and then we're like talking the next day, and we get into it, and he basically kind of like complains about like intimacy or something like that. And I'm super confused because I kind of felt like I thought we were on the same page, that we were taking things slow and things like that. And we keep talking. We have another date planned. That date night comes and goes, and I don't hear from him. Not a word, not a peep. So now I'm like, okay, yeah, he's definitely ghosting me. Whatever, it's cool. Like, I take it on the chin, you know, and I move on. But like I said, it's hard to meet people that you really, really vibe with, right? So I don't really take that lightly. So after a few weeks passed, I kind of wanted to know, like, what happened. So I texted him. I was like, hey, like, what happened between us? And he kind of gave me like this weird roundabout answer. And I just never really got clarity from a male perspective as to like what the breakdown was. Like, I was always honest with him, very upfront. I actually feel like I stuck my neck out and like did something kind of vulnerable by like cutting my plans short to kind of like be considerate of like how he was feeling. You know what I mean? And I don't know, like, I can't really understand. Like, I feel like, is it better to just lie to men about dating other people? Like, why can't y'all handle that? Especially if we're not in a committed relationship. It's still early stages. We're in like the first month and a half of dating. Like, to me, I don't feel like I need to like stop dating other people until there's a conversation about exclusivity. You know what I mean? And then once there's a conversation about dating exclusively, then we can have a conversation about like a relationship and things like that. So I just wanted your perspective.
Okay. How long did you date both of these guys? Who did you meet first?
Oh, that's a good question. So I would say I dated the guy who kind of like ghosted me. Probably for like a month and a half, I would say. Like a month and a half, maybe like 6, maybe 7 weeks, right? The other guy, I probably had been dating him for just a little bit longer.
Okay.
But he was like recently divorced, so I was feeling really, really iffy about that. He wanted like kids much sooner than I did. It was just like, there was just too much, what is that? What's the right word? Like incompatibility in terms of like what we wanted. So it was making me feel like, I'm not going to jump into anything, even though I could tell he was kind of like ready to like give it a go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were dating guy number 2 who you like more than guy number 1. Guy number 2 asked you, are you seeing anyone else? You are honest about the situation. You go on a trip to see guy number 1, and then because you're dealing with somebody else, you're not as responsive to guy number 2. He picks up on that, feels weird about it. So then you cancel the plans with guy number 1, not just because of guy number 2, but also because you're picking up on a lack of compatibility there, right?
Yes.
Do you tell guy number 2 that you're coming, like that you were with the other guy and you're coming back to see him?
Let me think. Did I tell him that? What did I tell him? I acknowledged, like, yeah, I haven't been as responsive. I remember telling dude, like, hey, like, I'm gonna head home a little early. I did not tell him I was coming home until I got home.
Okay.
Like, once I landed back home, like, the guy that I liked more, I hit him up and I was like, hey, like, I thought about what you said. I decided to cut my trip short. I came home early.
Okay.
Let's talk. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. So you did let him know that you were coming back early because of him, right? I mean, I don't think in the last you talked to him, y'all were still dating. The last conversation y'all had was about intimacy. So he wanted to sleep with you.
Well, yeah, but I think that's normal. I feel like most men, they want to sleep with you. But
I
I think that the context depends. Like, sometimes they want to sleep with you and they want to be in a relationship too. Sometimes it's just sex. It just depends. So, like,
So what did he say specifically when he brought that issue up?
So the issue was like, we had went to like a party together or something like that. I had got lit. He had got lit. There was like a lot of like flirtatious kind of sexual energy around it.
Right.
And so the next day he kind of wanted to have like a flirtatious sexual kind of conversation via text. And as we were having the conversation, like I kind of like mentioned something along the lines of like, oh yeah, like I leaned into it, like where I felt like I was comfortable, but then like where I felt like it was too far. I remember saying something like, oh, ha ha ha, but I'm like not ready for that yet, or something along those lines.
Right.
And he got upset and was like, I don't know why you keep bringing that up. Like, I feel like it's killing the vibe. Like, that, because he had mentioned, like, when we talked about it, he mentioned that he was on the same tip and didn't want, like, sex to, like, cloud, like, building the relationship.
Right.
And so he was like, oh, like, I already mentioned I'm on the same vibe. Like, I don't know why you keep bringing it up. Like, almost as if he was annoyed that while we were having, like, a flirty, sexual, fun conversation, I set a boundary. You feel me?
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many times did you see him in person? How many dates did y'all go on?
Probably like 4 or 5. Like I even met his like friends and family because there was one event we went to that was kind of like a gala that they do down here during Black History Month, and like his friends and family were there. It was like I felt like we had a normal pace. We saw each other pretty often.
Okay. Last question. Are you like celibate? Like, what was your plan in terms of like when you were going to sleep with him? And
No,
also,
I wasn't celibate. I don't know. Like, if I was to sleep with every guy that I talked to or met within the first month, I would have slept with a lot of men. Like, that to me is kind of crazy. I feel like it's not necessarily anything religious or anything about celibacy. It's just more so about like timing it to when I'm comfortable. That's it.
I got you.
And sometimes a month just isn't enough time, especially like we're grown, we have jobs, some people have kids. Like,
What is your goal? You want to be like in a relationship?
yeah,
Married?
yeah, I do.
And how old
Of
are you?
course.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
32. Sounds
Yeah.
like you're not cutting people off soon enough.
Really?
Yeah, like you said something very key right there, was if you slept with every guy within the first month. So you're seeing people, like even the guy who you was long distance, I'm sure you determined incompatibility before you even went to go see him.
But he was like willing to work through those things with me. Like he was very like.
So then
he
what
was a great
magically
communicator.
changed when you went to go visit him then?
What did you say?
What magically changed when you went to go visit him?
I don't understand that question. What do you
Like
mean?
when you said that he was willing to work with you, that's why you kept seeing him. But when you went to go visit him last, you made the determination that y'all weren't going to work. So what changed in that situation?
Wow, I feel really slow because I swear I don't understand what you're asking.
Okay, so
You mean like
the point I was making is like that guy. You said that y'all were incompatible. The point I'm making is I think that you know sooner.
Oh, I
Like
see
you
what you
knew
mean.
sooner that y'all were incompatible, but you continued to date him, right? This isn't a shot or anything either. I'm just kind of getting to the heart of it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, but you said your response to that was, he said he was willing to work with me. Okay, makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, so then what changed when you ended things with him when you went to go see him?
I guess nothing had really changed in that time. Like nothing, there wasn't enough time for things to change.
Okay. You just decided to not see him anymore.
No, I didn't say I stopped seeing him. I said I cut that weekend trip short.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I made an assumption there. Okay, so you still see this person.
Yeah, I continued seeing him after that. You know what I mean? Like, but I
Okay.
just cut that specific weekend short. He was upset about it, but he also sent me off, and it wasn't like the end of the world.
Gotcha. My intuition is that you are still dating people too long.
Okay, so
still
then
think you're
what
dating
do you
people too
think
long.
is an appropriate
I think
amount
when
of
you
time?
if you want a relationship, right?
Yeah.
The moment you know it's not going to work, you should end it. The moment you know it's not going to work, you should end it. Right? You probably enjoy these people, but the moment you know it's not going to work, you should end it.
Then that would be like, okay.
Because think about it. Let's play it out. Let's
Okay.
say you follow my advice in this situation.
Okay.
You would have ended things with old boy that you went to go see before you met new dude,
That's true.
and then this whole situation wouldn't happen with new dude.
That is so true. I just sometimes feel like it's really rash or harsh to cut people off like so early on.
No, it frees you up.
Mm-hmm,
It frees up your capacity. You can't really connect with somebody when your attention is that scattered,
Yeah,
right?
that's valid. Mm-hmm.
So it's not nothing inherently wrong with it, but it does kind of decrease your effectiveness, right? So it's like you don't date most people just to do it, right? It's like, okay, what's the intention here? And if your ultimate goal is a relationship, then it's like the moment you know it's not going to work with the person, then you should cut it off. The moment you know, especially when it's like a compatibility thing or like just an attraction thing, like there's no chemistry. It's like, okay, well, I cannot be with the person who we have these differences. So
Yeah.
I need to cut this, right? So you meet another person and it's like you like them, so that you like them so much, you don't really need to focus on anyone else. Because that's like what I advise clients to do.
Yeah.
You can date multiple people if you want. The moment you like someone, cut off meeting new people. It's just not necessary. It distracts you.
That's so interesting. I feel like I've heard like conflicting dating advice where it's
Mhm.
like, you know, like you should date around to figure out like what's best for you. But I also agree that
There's a price
If
with
I would have
everything.
cut him off sooner, I probably wouldn't have put myself in that position at
Right,
all.
right. There's a cost with everything, right? It's not even like a right or wrong thing. It's just there's a cost
Mm-hmm.
to it. And it's
Yeah.
like the whole mentality of dating multiple people is like to see what you like. That's not really what happens. What happens is you try to create a Frankenstein's monster of different qualities, right? You know what I mean? Like you meet
Yeah.
guys like he's funny, he has money, he's tall, he's
That's
tatted,
so
right?
true.
And it's like now I want all of that in one person, and now you set yourself up for failure because you're not gonna get all of that in one person.
Yeah. I think that's super, super helpful. Thank you so much. That
Mhm.
provides a lot of clarity. I don't
Absolutely.
think you're wrong at all.
But you also weren't wrong in this situation. Let me be clear. Like I wanted to actually solve your problem, but then like also tie it back to what you were talking about with this one particular guy. You didn't do anything wrong with him. I think that he was probably telling you what you wanted to hear at the beginning. Right? Typical. So telling you what you wanted to hear and probably thought that y'all would eventually just sleep with each other if he kept seeing you. And then
Okay.
date 4 happened and it's like, we still haven't done it, right? So, and now I'm also hearing that you're dealing with somebody else. So now he's probably assuming you definitely fucking him,
That's crazy work.
right? So now it's like, I'm assuming you giving up to him, and it's like, I'm sitting here waiting, probably spending money
Yeah,
on dates and
yeah.
stuff like that. So now it's like, now it's an ego pride thing.
Okay. Well, either way, neither of them were right for me. So,
There you go. There you go.
but yeah, thank you so much. This was helpful. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, love. Best of luck to you, all right?
Thank you.
That was a good combo. Liz, what's going on?
Hi, how are you?
Great, how are you?
I'm doing great. So, first time here. I'm enjoying
Welcome.
every single minute of it.
Nice.
And my question is, I am turning 52 this year,
Okay.
and been divorced for over 10 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And I have dated, but since I had a daughter, I never really wanted to bring anybody around while she was still at home. I always had that issue that I did not want to bring anybody to my home when she was here. And once she went to college, I started dating. And interesting enough, I was attracting a lot of younger guys. I guess at the time I looked younger than what I really was, but I was dating younger guys.
Mm-hmm.
And never amounted to a true relationship with any of them. And now that I passed my 50s, now I'm finding myself, I went to a grieving process a year and a half ago. I lost someone very close to me, and that took a very toll on my body, on my mental health and all that. And now I'm finding myself in a very good place in my life, that I've been able to grieve and I've been able to be at peace with myself. And now I'm trying to figure out a way to get back into the dating side, again. But I'm finding now that I'm not attracted to younger guys anymore. But in my mind, I'm looking at the older guys and I'm feeling they're too old. So I don't know how to make that switch in me, that I am now looking at another pool guys instead of the ones that were attracted to me before.
Okay. So what's the question here?
The question would be, how do I work with myself, to be able to look at now at the older guys, and look at, I just don't know. I just find them too old now after being, with younger guys before, that I just don't, my mind has not switched yet, that I'm no longer in that age group anymore, and that the guys that are attracted to me are older, but I'm not finding them attractive because I've been used to dating younger guys. And by younger guys, I'm not saying like 20s or 30s, I'm talking the 40s.
Okay. So you're 52, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Turning 52, not yet.
Turning 52. Got you. And how old are the older guys that you are attracting, typically?
The ones that are attracted to me are going to be in their 60 or 58 or 59, and I'm like, that's too old for me. And I'm
but I don't realize that I'm 51 already. So
Right. So, where are you meeting these guys? Both the younger guys and the older guys?
Honestly,
Dating apps?
honestly, I don't go out that much, to be honest with you. And I'm basically, I know you're gonna say you have to get out of the house to be able to meet people, but I just work and come home. And sometimes in my friends circle, I meet
Right.
people with them when I go out with them. But I don't do anything on my own. I just don't do that yet.
So, where are you meeting the younger guys and the older guys?
The younger guys were, you know, casually. I mean, like literally casually in the Home Depot, or I would go to work and I would do like job fairs and I would meet them there, or I would just go like it's just been random places. I did do the online dating. When I first started dating, I went out for dinner and for lunch with a lot of people, just meeting people and things like that, but just nothing really, really stuck.
Okay. Do you want a relationship?
I do.
Okay. It didn't happen with any of the younger guys, huh?
No.
Right. Okay. So the younger guys just want to sleep with you.
Yes, but also I've been friends with them. I still talk to them as friends and all that. It just I've not transferred to a relationship.
Yeah, because they don't want one. It's not to say that the older guys do. I mean, it's probably a higher likelihood. But younger guys just want to sleep with you, so that's not really an option. It's going to be frank with you, okay?
Don't need that.
But you're saying that you're not attracted to the older guys. What I'm trying to determine is, are you not attracted to how they look, or are you just not attracted to the idea of their age?
Well,
like if a guy came up to you and he was somewhat attractive and he told you he's 62, are you turned off?
No.
Okay. So it's not just simply the age. It's like they look older.
Yes, I don't feel attracted to them being that much older.
Mm-hmm. Because they look it.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm a professional woman and all that and everything, and I dress well. I go to different events and things like that, and I look around and I honestly look around, and I'm going like, from all these people in here, I look around and I'm like, okay, oh, he's too old. Oh, but yeah, no, okay, that's too young. I cannot find the medium. People, between 55, 50 to 55. I don't find them. I don't know where they are sitting right now. But even 57 is fine. But after 60 is too old, much older for me right now. You know what I mean? I just don't find those those people in between in there.
I think you're struggling with the age. I hear how you answered the question, but you're fixating too much on age. So it's the number that's the aversion, causing the aversion here. It's not the aesthetics. It's just the idea of you dating someone who's 60 years old.
Yes.
That's what you're stuck on. You got to get over that, though, right? And I kind of felt that was the case, because you can have a person in their 50s who look like they're in their 60s. Yes. And vice versa, right? So
I guess I'm struggling with the idea that, that things have changed so much.
You're struggling with your own mortality. That's the core of the issue here. You're getting older, you're struggling with your own mortality, and then dating someone that age is an admission that you're aging.
Yes.
That's the core of your issue.
I just got an email for senior discount, okay? And that hit me hard. But, you're right.
Yeah. So that's what you got to unpack, love. You got to unpack that. You just have to make peace with that, because it's part of life. Okay? And when you make peace with that, this situation magically solves itself.
I guess I'm going to go back to Home Depot and look for an older guy now then.
There we go.
Thank you.
No problem, love. You take care. See, those are the kind of questions I like. You know what I mean? The interesting ones. We ain't never had a mortality conversation on this live. I like that. All right, Nick, what's going on?
What's up, man? Do you remember me from last time I was on here?
I do not.
Okay. So the conversation was between me and you was, me and my ex-fiance cheated on each other.
Okay.
Well, she was the one that cheated. I cheated, but I didn't get caught. She got caught because I saw it on her phone, and then we not together no more. Then I had told you, like, it was easier for me to get girls out here, but I'm not. Every single time I sleep with them, it's like I feel empty afterwards, and I feel like this is not working or whatever. So I had to like stop doing it for a while, and I stopped doing it for a while or whatever. And then we did I've been doing no contact with her for a while. Like I haven't talked to her since I ain't talked to her since August of last year, I think. Is this coming to you now or no? Still not coming. Okay, all right. So that's the gist of it. And then we just recently talked. Like she texted me for my birthday or whatever. Happy birthday and shit. And then we talked like in November. We text in November. So November we text because we were supposed to get married that day. And then my birthday came up in January. Then she texted me happy birthday, but she didn't text me none of the holidays or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I came through a bind, and I had nobody to call besides her, but she came through though. Like she helped me out with the bind. So now, what the question is, I don't know what we're doing at this point, because it's like when I had like kind of crashed out when the situation was going on. I was like, why you didn't answer your phone? Like I was panicking or whatever. And I was like, damn, like, why you ain't answering your phone or whatever? And she was like, oh, I'm at this meeting or whatever. So that's the reason why I didn't answer. But then I ended up calling her back later on and saying, like, hey, I apologize for how I crashed out. And then she wanted to talk more, but I was like, what we need to talk about anymore? Like, I guess she was at, like, some cookbook club or some shit like that. And then she wanted to, like, oh, can we talk a little later? Like, do you want to talk more later on? So it felt like she wanted to talk more to me. And like, yeah, I know she don't owe me anything, because I think somebody saying it's like, of course, that's why I called to apologize. But it's like, I don't know what me are doing at this point, because it's like, it seemed like she wants to keep talking to me, or like she always wants to keep doing, like we just like keep contacting each other a little bit, I guess. And I just wanted your perspective on the situation.
First time you called in, what did I tell you?
You told me like you told me to stop dating or whatever, and I had did that, and I have been doing that, even though I kind of messed up a little bit. I messed up Saturday. Like, as soon as I got done talking to her, I like literally went to go do the same shit that I told you I didn't want to do, and I kind of did it, and then I wanted the girl to leave the next day, like immediately afterwards. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I did not feel comfortable with the girl still being here or whatever. Okay. But it's like, yeah, that's what you told me last time, was to stop talking to and just work on myself. Okay. Which I have been doing though. Like I literally have been doing it. It's just like,
is that the only thing I told you?
I think that's what you told me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's all you told me really.
And y'all aren't long distance. Y'all aren't long distance or anything, are you?
No, we're literally like 15 minutes away from each other.
Okay.
We could I feel like if I wanted to, I could work this out.
Okay. So y'all both cheated on one another.
Yeah.
Okay. Who initiated that? Like, who was the first person?
I did.
You did?
Well, she didn't catch me though.
Okay. And you caught her after the fact?
I caught her. Yeah.
Okay. And when you caught her, you ended it?
Yeah, we ended it. Yeah. Like I haven't talked to her. Like I caught her at the end of July. We were supposed to get married. All that shit. Like when I say married, like we were literally supposed to get married like this November that just passed.
But she didn't. She still does not know that you cheated?
Nah.
Okay. So from her perspective, she cheated on you. Mm-hmm. And you called her. You ended things.
Yeah.
Who did she cheat on you with?
some dude before me.
It's like an ex.
Like a situationship. Like he never took her serious. Like he
Okay.
he'll fuck around with her for a little bit and then ghost her type shit.
Gotcha. How long were y'all together?
4 years.
4 years. Okay. In year 4, you found out she cheated.
Like a little bit of 4.5. It was about to be 5, but yeah.
Okay. Why do you want this person back?
I still love her though. Like I still love her, and
It don't matter. Why do you want this person back? Right. Here's what I'm getting at. I keep having the same conversation. It's slightly annoying. Not at you. It's just that people don't understand this. When you end a relationship because there's a problem, right? You don't know how to solve the problem, so the solution is to end the relationship, right? Then you spend time apart, you start missing the person. You start remembering all the positive memories, and you want to get back together. So then you say you get back together, right? When you get back together, sure, you get the person back, but you also get the problem back.
yeah, and I heard you say this before. But it's like I haven't tried to get her back though. Like I know I can get her back is what I'm saying to you. It's like I don't know what me and her are doing right now. I just like I don't know what are we doing.
So-
like is he still interested in me? Like what is going on between me and this girl? Because like even when like I do the no contact, like I don't even look at her social medias. Like I stopped doing that shit like for a minute. And I'm still thinking about this person constantly. Like it's like literally a constant thing.
Because y'all are still talking.
No, I did not talk to her like literally like this first time I heard her voice when I was in that bind, and that was like literally like this week.
Okay, so what's the longest you've been without talking to her?
Since August.
Okay, so from August until this year, you haven't talked to
Yeah,
her.
to this year.
You haven't talked to her. You haven't looked at her social media. You haven't looked at old pictures. None of that kind of stuff. No walking down memory lane. None of that.
I looked at her socials like in December, and that
Okay.
was like the last time I started looking at her stuff.
Okay, well, yeah, you have to stop doing those things, right? That's what moving on is. You have to stop talking to her. You have to stop looking at her socials. You have to just remove all evidence of her from your life. Both of y'all have a lot of work to do, because it's like you cheated as well. So it's like, why did you cheat? Let's unpack that. What did you cheat for, right?
Yeah, I think it was an ego thing. It was more of like seeing if I still got it.
Okay, but the ego thing is really an answer, right? That's like a surface level answer.
No, it was. I'm telling you, it was literally because I didn't plan on doing it again. I wouldn't did it again. I think it was one of those things where like you've been in a relationship for so long. Do you feel like you're able to do it? And then I got that reality check. I could, but then now I'm sitting here like every day I think about it, I regret it. Like I regret it so much to the point where like, damn, I think about it like, damn, like why did I do this? Like this was the dumbest decision ever that I made. It's a lot of that stuff is like me taking accountability and thinking about it, and I think about it constantly. Like, man, why did I do this? Like it wasn't even worth it.
Yeah, that tells me that it was motivated unconsciously. If you're even asking yourself, why did I do it? Then there was an unconscious motivation. The whole do I still got it is just the best answer you've given yourself. You don't know why you cheated. It wasn't that you still got it. You probably knew you still had it. It wasn't. Y'all weren't together for 10 years, bro. It was 4 years. If you're able to get women as easy as you're claiming you're able to get, then you notice while you were in the relationship, women checking you out. So you know you still had it, right? So that's not a satisfying answer. Something deeper was motivating you. And you don't know what that is, which is why you don't get back together with the person, because you still don't know why you cheated in the first place. You would have got back with her for another 4 years have passed. You would have been in the same situation, right? You don't know why you cheated before. You probably cheat again, right? Like, because even if that's true, okay, why is knowing that if you still have it even important?
It wasn't. It's not even.
Right.
It's nonsense.
But that's one part of it. The other part is she cheated on you.
Yeah.
That's the other part. Listen,
And
man.
that played a lot of that played into securities too, like me being insecure too. Like I had like one of those things where I was insecure too. So I can't sit here and just say, oh, she just randomly cheated on me. No, it was a lot of me being insecure about some shit too.
How did that
So,
play out?
Me always wondering what she's doing. I think at one point in time, like I didn't think I was satisfied enough in the bed. I asked her like, "Hey, do you want to be in an open relationship?" type shit. Like some of this shit was
Okay,
just literally.
bro, you have a lot of work. You shouldn't even be talking about relationships, right? To be honest
No.
with you, you shouldn't even be talking about. I know that you're asking me what does she want, but
Yeah, because I'm not.
the
I'm not
question.
thinking about a
But here's the
relationship.
thing: the question behind that question is, can we get back together? It's not the question you're asking me, but that's the question that's motivating the question you're asking me. Because why else would you care what she wants if you don't want to get back together? That's what I mean. You don't have a lot of awareness. How do I know that you don't know that? You're the one asking the question. You have a lot to work on still.
Okay.
And
So the
sleeping
question
with
is,
these,
is can we get okay? So that's what I was basically asking, but me not really
being aware of
directly
it.
asking that question.
Exactly. That's the question behind your question is, can we get back together? That's why you want to know what she wants to give you clarity on whether or not you can get back together with her. So you gotta, if you have this much unconscious activity driving your behavior, there's a lot to unpack, a lot to work with, right? So therapy is a good move. You know what I mean?
Which
Coaching.
I have been doing it.
Coaching is a good move. Link in bio for that. We can work on that as well. But like, yeah, you got to. This is not the time for you to be entertaining relationships, bro. You got to do some self work. So I would completely.
You said this last time.
Yeah, I stand by it. So it's like, you gotta completely cut communication with this person so you can move on, and also stop using women to fill up that hole, because that's what you're doing right now.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right, Nick. You take care, brother.
Thanks.
All right, Suzanne, what's going on?
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just have a quick question. I'm gonna be really quick. Okay. I have been in a relationship with my boyfriend for almost 2 years right now,
Mm-hmm.
and our relationship is amazing. I'm 29. He's 48. About to be 49. So yeah. Which is okay for me. I don't really mind it. He is amazing. I love the man so much.
You better enjoy him. You're on his way out. Keep going.
Thank you. He has two beautiful children. He's divorced. He's been divorced for so long, for a while now. Probably
Okay.
like 5-6 years. Probably
Alright.
6 years. And separated even before that. So, guys, please don't judge me.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, so I've been hanging out every weekend, every holiday, every time with his kids. He wants me to basically move in next to him where the kids live. The kids are not young; they're teenagers,
Mhm.
right? So they're aware of what's going on. They know I'm his girlfriend, and by the way, one of his children is autistic, so I also have to be involved. The kids live with him. So, anyways, I live right now by myself. I got my job, I got my things going on, and so does he with his kids. And basically every weekend I'm there, or every holiday, or every vacation. We basically do everything together. My question is, I do feel like sometimes that I'm not ready for basically commitment, moving forward. This is something that him and I talked about. What I mean by commitment is getting married, because I know he has a lot of responsibilities, and I don't feel I'm someone who's capable to take that responsibility, because I do like to be free. And let's put it this way. Let me just ask you this question. There is something that I want from this man that I cannot. It just doesn't align with me.
What do you mean?
Like, for example, right now, right? I'm here. He could be here, but he is working, and after work he will go to his kids. He got his thing. Like, maybe our schedule is different for sure, but I do want more time. I'm not here for just like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or like a Monday morning, or I'm not here for 3 days. I know he got responsibilities too. I know he gotta wake up his son early in the morning, and etc. But and I've already talked to him about it in a way, like I was just like, oh, this is what I want, but I also understand his perspective to it. So, oh yeah.
So what's your question?
Okay. Let me ask you that first. What do you think that I feel like I need from this relationship? Because I'm still questioning myself.
What do I feel like you need in the relationship?
What do you think, based on what I said, what do you think I need on this like relationship? Because I still don't know. Like, I know I want him, but there's something missing here that I'm not getting. I don't know if it's time. I don't know what it is, but there is still for sure is something that I really need that I'm not getting.
Why do you think you're missing something?
Because there is there is basically a space that I do need him sometimes, and I don't find him. So
You need
like right now, right? He could be here. Like, I'm thinking like, okay, I finished work. I'm home. I'm chill. I'm relaxed. So why is he not here? He doesn't have to be here every day, but basically, at least just show up once in a while.
How frequently?
This guy.
How frequently do you see him?
I see him Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sometimes like during the week, 1 or 2 times. Mostly 1 time during the week, like basically Monday to Friday. But
so you're seeing him 4 times per week?
Let's say 4 times, yes.
Okay. So what would be enough? 5 times per week?
Honestly, I don't even know.
Okay.
But I feel like there is something missing. I just don't know what's missing.
Okay. How long have you been with him?
Almost 2 years.
2 years. Is that you in your profile pic, or is this a spam account?
No, that's not me.
That's not you. Okay. Just want to make sure. All right. 29, 49. You've been with him 2 years. Have y'all talked about marriage?
Yes, we have.
How recently did y'all talk about marriage?
Honestly, like super early, and even right now we talk about it, but we both have the same mindset. Basically, we both think about basically the same thing when it comes to marriage. We both gonna get married once we're ready, and same with me. Like, we're,
Okay. Has anything happened recently to make you think that he is desiring to progress the relationship?
Yes.
What?
He's been. Well, I wouldn't get into so much details, but I'll tell you something that's important, that he's been giving me a lot. Like, basically showing, even emotionally, he's showing so much. More than what he's used to. He's not a man that will show so much and show you how he feels, basically. That's what I mean. But yeah, he's been showing so much, not just by giving me gifts or what I want, basically by just doing like small gestures and telling me things that I didn't hear before. But
okay, so your relationship is becoming more intimate.
Yes,
okay.
More than before, yes.
And when did that shift occur?
I'm gonna say let's say a month.
A month ago?
Yes.
And that aligns when you started having doubts?
Correct.
Right. So there's no real problem here. You likely are avoidantly attached. But I don't think that's all that's going on here. I think that your relationship has progressed, and that scares you partially because of avoidant attachment, right? You see that, oh, him being more emotionally open and connecting with me and being a bit more vulnerable shows that this relationship is progressing. And it's like, do I want it to progress? That means I lose my independence. That means I have to now be a bit more responsible. There are probably more expectations on me. And then you look at his lifestyle and you're like, well, do I want to be ingrained in that lifestyle? Do I want to be to have responsibility with his children? I'm sure he will expect that of me to a certain degree, right? So you're starting to question these things. This isn't about him not seeing you enough times per week. This is about you asking yourself the question whether or not you actually want to be with this person. He's not doing anything wrong. There's nothing missing.
True.
It's just now things are becoming more serious.
That is true. Absolutely right. You're absolutely. Thank you so much for clarifying that to me, because, yeah, thinking about it, this is what it is. But because I think about it with my feelings, I can't really, like, I'm logically blinded, basically. So, yeah, and I don't know how to figure that out. That's my last question. Like, I love him so much, and I've built a great relationship with his children. I just, like, first I feel like I can't just leave that, let that go, right? But also, I don't know, I also gotta look at myself, and I don't want to be selfish, but I also want to look at myself.
Yeah. So there's compromise here, right? So if you are avoidantly attached, right, you clearly want to be with this person because you're in a relationship with him. This isn't a guy that you're just dating. You're in a relationship with him. You also love his children, right?
Correct.
You've chosen this. What you fear is losing your independence and being absorbed into his life, and losing yourself in the process.
Correct.
So
I love my freedom very much. You are absolutely right.
Right. So have that conversation with him and let him know that you'll still need independence. And don't feel guilty around needing that. That's fine. That's you having self-awareness and knowing yourself, knowing that you only work in this relationship if there's a degree of solitude and time for self that you need, right? That doesn't mean you can live wild and free and just do what you want when you want and not communicate and all that kind of stuff, right? Because I'm sure you're not doing that now. You're probably communicating and everything, right? So it's just a game of communication, just letting them know, like, okay, yeah, I mean, I am the type of person who would need my space, right? Need to make sure I still have some independence, because that's what a real relationship is interdependent, meaning you have an independent person choosing to be with another independent person, and they choose to be together. Right? You don't want codependence. You want interdependence, right? So yeah, you can maintain your independence within a relationship, but that's the core of your fear. And in this situation, you want to lean into that.
But
because
I also want to mention something
to
you, and that's the last thing. I don't want to keep you. I'm so sorry. This is something that I never mentioned, but I do want to, like, open up and say it. I do have like, basically, I grew up in a family that my father wasn't, like, basically so much, like, of a supportive person until I grew up. So I am also afraid that maybe I am with this person because I'm, seeking basically security because he's older, Yeah,
there's definitely something to unpack there. It's definitely not a normal age gap. It's 20 years difference. My assumption is that you want what you want. The heart wants what the heart wants. But yeah, if you unpack some childhood stuff, there's probably a reason why you have decided to date somebody significantly older than you.
True.
100%.
And you think that's fine?
As long as you're doing it consciously.
Okay. 100%.
If you're consciously doing it, it's fine. It becomes a problem when you're unconsciously doing it.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you too.
No problem, love. You take care, all right?
You too.
All right. What we got next? Hello. You're muted, love. How you doing?
Hey.
What can I do for you?
Okay. So my question is, so I've been dating and I think I've been having a hard time. And I'm wondering, is it me or is it just the man that I've been dating?
Okay. Talk to me about it.
So it's been like a reoccurring issue. Either they don't like my intelligence or I'm a nurse and they feel insecure about like me making more than them. Or they don't know how to communicate.
Okay. So either they're intimidated by your intelligence, intimidated by you out earning them, or they can't communicate. Okay. So is there like are you referring to, like, how many guys are you referring to when you talk about this situation?
Well, I've been dating for like 2 years and that seems to be like, everyone's like, oh yeah, you're so wonderful. And want to start a relationship, but I'm like, I don't know if I want that because I see like either one of those issues occurring.
Okay, so these guys aren't turning you down, you're turning them down.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So let's piecemeal it one by one. Why do you feel like your intelligence is pushing them away or causing a problem?
Because a few of them have said like, you're too smart for your own good.
What's the context in which they said that?
Either like they're saying something that's wrong and I'm like, oh, that's not right. That it's actually this, and I think that's the context.
Give me an example of how that conversation played out.
I don't know. That's usually what it is.
Okay. All right, we got that one. What was the next reason? You said the difference in earnings. You said
the difference in earning for sure. Yeah.
Okay. So give me an example of why you feel like that's the issue.
Because like I would like, oh, let's go on this trip, let's do this, or yeah, and they're like, oh, well, I can't do that. I don't have a lot of money. Or yeah.
So they can't go on the trip because they don't have enough money?
Yeah.
But you said
and then it turns into like an attitude issue, like where I'm like, oh, I'm planning this trip to this place, and they're like, I was like, oh, you want to go? Let's do this or let's do that. And they're like, oh yeah, I can't do that. And then after that conversation, you usually get like an attitude or like,
Okay.
Stuff like that.
So you tell them that you want to go on a trip. They can't go on the trip because they can't afford it.
I still go.
You still go. Okay. And then the next issue is what? Communication, you said?
Yeah, so like I'm a fix-it person. I like to communicate. I'm open about my feelings.
Okay.
And it seems like a lot about trouble communicating their feelings and their needs.
Okay. Why do you say that? Give me an example of that.
Because when I'm like having conversations, I'm like drawing it out. Like, how do you feel about this? And you seem upset. You want to talk about it?
Okay. Out of the three issues, that is a legitimate one, the communication one. The first issue, 100% of you problem. 100% of you problem. So like when it comes to correcting people, like it's just there's social graces, right? It's like, is it morally wrong to correct somebody? No, it's not morally wrong, but it is annoying, right? Like if somebody uses the wrong word, and you like feel the need of, oh, actually, is this word? It's like, well, yeah, it's kind of annoying. That's a people thing, right? So it's like, if you're smart, right? Like you say, you're a very intelligent person. It's like, okay, well, then we have to leverage that intelligence to be like, okay, what people seem to be turned off by this, so let me stop doing that. Or let me really pick my battles when I'm going to do it, right? Let me correct people when it needs to be a correction being made. Not just, oh, if you're wrong in front of me, now I have to correct you, because that is annoying, right? So that's the easy fix. The second one, I would say is also a you thing. Because I'm assuming that when you are initially dating these people, you can kind of gauge their income, right? You can kind of know what they do for a living. So if you know what they do for a living, it's like, well, then they probably don't have the discretionary funds to go on the trips that you go on. And like, you inviting someone on the trip that you're dating and they can't go, and then you're like, well, I'm going anyway. Again, not wrong, but people probably aren't going to feel too great about that, right? So that's another thing, just a social grace thing, right? Maybe just go on the trip and don't invite them on the trip, right? Let them know when you're coming back. Don't put them in a place where they have to now feel shame that they can't go, because that's what's happening. You're inviting them on the trip. They feel shame they can't go, right? And now then you go anyway, which then just deepens the shame. So now that shame is leaking out. That's where the attitude is coming from. So we're 2 for 2 now. The third one is actually a real problem, which is the communication thing. That's just something that, it's more of a male problem than it is a female problem, right? Women are more encouraged to talk about their feelings and stuff like that. They even have more practice with it. Men are kind of socially conditioned to not do that, right? So if that's something that's very important to you, then yeah, that's something that will be a little bit harder to find. But you can't find it. But that's the real challenge here. It's like, okay, if that's a need to have for you in a relationship, yeah, it may take a little bit of time to find a guy who has the emotional intelligence to be able to articulate his feelings in that way with clarity. So that's your real problem. The other 2 problems, easily solvable. The communication problem is the main issue, and that's just going to come with time and vetting.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
No problem, love. You take care. We're moving today. I think this is probably, we hit a record for calls probably. CC, what's happening?
Hello. I'm back. Just trying to get up here. We got 20 more minutes in the live. Don't forget, we have a 115K goal. So if we can take the time, I'll do this commercial to power tap. Stop whatever you're doing right now and just power tap, power tap, power tap. Just go so hard for the taps. We appreciate you guys coming in. I hope you guys have enjoyed everything so far. Don't forget to grab that daily heart me. There is still time to share. So definitely do that gray arrow down there. Add it to your stories. Thank you guys so much. We are almost there. Also, just a reminder again that if your page is private, Coach cannot let you up until he sees it. But usually the mods are helping him out by letting the ones that are in our queue, which are the public pages, we let those up. So you're going to be waiting a little bit longer if you have a private page. You are more than welcome to make it public, come back, request, get your answer, answered, and then, or get your question answered, and go back to putting your page on public or private, and you can block whoever started following you. It's no problem, but you're just going to be waiting, and now we only have 20 minutes left, so just want to let you guys know it is an option if you have a private page to change it just for the live. Thank you guys so much. See, we're already at 103. That's what I'm talking about, chat. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you. Let's go, team. All right. Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate you, CC.
Thank you.
All right. Sheesh, what's going on?
Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, so basically this is a situation that I kind of just wanted your perspective on. So I was engaged for almost a year, and the relationship was actually going well until, the past couple of, or the most, like the last couple of months of the relationship. Started getting a bit rocky, and there were a lot of communication barriers and issues. that I felt like I tried to communicate as much as I could, but I never felt like it was landing. So as a result, I felt like emotionally unsafe, and things that I was able to communicate more calmly initially, and more maturely, I ended up like snapping a bit more easy. Or instead of, now saying, you make me feel X, Y, and Z, or this made me feel X, Y, and Z, it's almost like now I'm pointing the finger saying, you don't listen to me, you don't do this, you don't make me feel seen, etc., etc. Anyway, towards the end of the relationship, I was the one that tried to end it a couple of times, because I did genuinely feel like if we were going to get married, I could not continue living like this. And he always tried to, work towards a relationship and say like, I'll make it work, just don't leave, we can figure this out, blah, blah. And I almost had a feeling that every time he said that, it was like the first time I believed it, second time I ate it up, and third time, fourth time, I was like, you know what, like, I don't want to leave. He's saying he's going to work on it. Let me pretend like I believe it, even though I don't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And until the very last time, I was like, do you know what, like, I've always wanted to do premarital counseling, which is something that we've discussed anyway, but I just feel like if we're actually going to continue, then this is the most appropriate time for us to do that. And I basically gave him an ultimatum. I was like, it's either we do it now or we're going to have to go separate ways, because I cannot imagine moving forward like this. He agreed to it. I had my session, and then he was meant to have his, and then literally like a couple of hours before he was meant to have his counseling session, he just broke the whole engagement off over text, and I was basically just left in shambles. Like, I was so confused, even though it's like I had my reasons, but then it's like, why are you breaking up with me? And it's like I was trying to get closure on what was going on, but it was like he was kind of dismissing everything, or just kind of putting all the blame on me. It's like, well, you tried to end the relationship, I can never make you happy, I can never this, I can never that. And he was like bringing up things that he had never brought up before. And when I tried to communicate it, saying, like, you've never actually said this to me, maybe if you would have said it earlier, maybe if we would have just waited until that session, we could have moved forward. But now it's basically just led to this, like, I wasn't even worth like a 1 hour session, and just threw a whole 1 year engagement away. And because of the way it ended, it was just so abrupt that I've just been living in a cycle of just constant self-blame, like, okay, this must have been my fault, this must have been my fault, this was my fault, blah, blah, blah. And I haven't been able to step out of that bubble. And I don't really know if I'm stuck in that bubble because it is my fault and it's something that I'm avoiding, or if this is just like, I don't know, a trauma bond where it's just easier to control the narrative that he said to me so that I just try to move on. Like, I don't know. This whole thing is so confusing to me, and I cannot wrap my head around it.
Okay. What's your question here?
Just more like a male perspective, because I myself am like confused on this whole thing. Like, I don't really know how to process this and be able to move forward, because I can't even make sense of what happened. Like, I know why I wanted to leave, but then it just felt like, even though I still loved him, I was like so easily discarded by someone that very evidently did love me.
What was his complaints when you talked to him and tried to get clarity?
So I did actually try to speak to him after the breakup. Like, we haven't spoken for like at the time of the breakup, we didn't speak for like 3 weeks, and I messaged him again saying, this whole breakup was very abrupt. I feel like we owe it to each other to have like a more, calm conversation about this. And because during the whole relationship, it was basically just me. Whenever I had a concern, I would bring it up to him, and he would never actually say anything to me. I was just like in this mindset of, you just shut up throughout the whole thing. If whatever he has to say, just listen and just try to be receptive of what he's saying.
Okay, what did he say?
Like, you were argumentative, everything was an argument, everything was a problem for you, I could never make you happy. And then he said something like, he asked me, like, it was like a rhetorical question, and it's not like I had a chance to reply. He was like, well, what do you imagine us doing for our 10th anniversary? And I was like, well, I don't know, like, this is something I haven't even thought of. And then he was like, well, you see, I'm not the type of person that's gonna like consider something like that. Like, I'll just wake up like it's any other day. But this is something that I see you making a problem out of if I didn't take that into consideration. And that was the moment where I felt like something's very wrong here. It's like you're not even trying to meet me halfway. It's different when you're like, you know, I want to meet you halfway, but show me how.
Okay.
And I don't want to meet you halfway.
Okay, I got you. How long were y'all together?
1 year.
1 year. Okay. And y'all were engaged?
Yes.
Okay.
For that year.
And when were y'all supposed to get married?
So we were supposed to get married April this year.
So you tried to leave him multiple times within a year?
It was more of like, I think it was like a month, like I think it was like 2-3 months before the engagement actually was fully called off. Yeah.
What do you mean 2 or 3 months before the engagement was called off? That was your first time trying to leave him?
Yeah, so 2 to 3 months before the relationship actually ended. Like, it was just very bad, like, in the past 2 to 3 months.
Okay, but I thought you said that you tried to end it multiple times. So the other times you weren't really trying to end it.
Sorry, I don't understand.
I thought when you were telling me this story, I thought that I heard you say that you wanted or tried to leave multiple times.
Yes, I did. Which was, you know, like, for the few months before he was the one that finalized it, if that makes sense.
It doesn't.
But then he would always say, like, you know, well, let's just
so
work towards it.
So you tried to end. You tried to end it multiple times, 2 months before y'all actually ended.
I would say 2 months. Yeah. I literally have I have really bad memory, so I can't remember how long before it actually ended. But yes, I did try to end it. I think it was like, if I can remember correctly, like I think 3 times.
So 3 times at once, 3 times in 3 days. I'm trying to get the timeline established.
Oh, sorry. I get your question now. It's like, I think, so initially it was like, I tried to end it once, and that was like, and then the time gap after that was like, I don't know, maybe a month. And then the other 2 times were like, I think like 2 weeks apart or something like that. So, yeah, I hope that makes sense.
Gotcha. So when you were going to the counselor, right? How did you frame that request? What did you say to him about the counselor? Did you say that we need to do this before we get married?
So when we were courting each other at the beginning of the engagement, we kind of discussed premarital counseling anyway as something that like we should consider before getting married, just to strengthen our relationship and not really wait until an issue happens. Mm-hmm. But then when we started having problems that I felt like we couldn't really fix, that's when I said, like, you know, it's time to actually involve a premarital, like a counselor. And if they tell us, you know, it's not going to work out, then we should just go our separate ways, yeah.
Okay. One, this relationship was never going to work. It's a year-long relationship that you tried to leave multiple times. It was already broken. 2, the reason why this bothers you so much is because he ended it. This is an ego thing. Exactly. If you ended it, you will be just fine right now. But because he ended it, it bothers you. Because it's like, what do you mean you get to be the one to end this? It's just ego. That's all.
I hear it.
Yeah, that's all it is.
I also feel like it's because it's someone I loved, so it's like I would have at least wanted to hear like a real reason as to why you ended it, rather than just mentioning like silly reasons.
No, you don't really. You're telling yourself that. It's just, I promise you, it's just ego. You wanted to be the one to end this. You didn't want him to have the satisfaction.
You know what? I'm even thinking like that. Like I feel like it.
Like if you ended it, you wouldn't. If you ended it, you wouldn't care what his complaints were. You wouldn't care. You wanted to end it. He beat you to the punch, and now it shook you off your center. Like, how dare you be the one to end this? I was one trying to leave it 3 times before. How dare you end things with me? Wait, why do you want to end things? I was the one who was unhappy. Why do you want to end things? What's wrong with me? where you want to end things. I was the person who was unhappy here. What do you mean you were unhappy? That's all that's happening. That's it. It's just ego. That's why you're caught up in it. If you could rewind time and you be the person to end it, you have already been moved on by now. Not even thinking about it anymore.
How do you think I can like get over that ego thing and just
You just have to.
I feel like I've come to the realization, but it's just still bothering me.
Yeah, you just have to let it go, love. Like, there's no real magical way. You just have to let it go, and you have to like create space from the person, and just understand that the relationship was broken. That doesn't mean that if something was broken about you, it doesn't mean something was broken about him. It's just y'all just weren't a good fit for one another, and that was evidenced in like you having a desire to leave multiple times within a 1 year long relationship, where you technically should still be in the honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
No problem, love. Best of luck to you. All right.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
All right, Lydia.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. So this might be a little bit of a long story, but I think I hate my boyfriend, and I'm trying to figure out like if the situation that we're in right now is like worth saving. Just a little background, like I've had an extremely traumatic, terrible, tumultuous childhood, right? You know, just situational. I've had to deal with like a lot of mental health issues in childhood, high school, and all that. You know, I was able to overcome that by being hyper independent and extremely financially stable independently. That's where I find security, is what I'm able to create and produce for myself and others. That's what makes me feel safe, right? So I did really well in college. I did my post-bac at Yale. I published clinical research. I got great clinical research jobs. I was making good money in my 9-to-5, but I also worked nightlife, bottle serving, bartending, all of that, because I make great money over there too. And, you know, my partner met me doing this. But the entire course of the relationship, he has wanted me to stop doing that. So just for reference, I live in the DMV. So I'll be working on the weekends in Baltimore and DC. He's from Baltimore. He didn't want me to work in Baltimore because that's where all his friends are at and everything. So I stopped working in Baltimore, and I just exclusively worked in one club in DC. One night a week, just Sundays. So just working 1 day a week on Sundays, I was still adding an additional, like at least $80,000 to my income yearly. It would have been double that if I had been working Fridays and Saturdays in Baltimore, but he was complaining about it so much that I was like, okay, it's fine. I'm still making great money. You know, I still have my 9-to-5. I'm still making great money in DC. I will quite literally half my income just for you to feel comfortable, right? And that's fine. You know, we're moving along. Anyway, eventually I get really good. The club makes me manager. So now I'm running the program at that particular club in DC. I'm managing all the girls. I'm, you know, producing all the commercials. I'm responsible for promo. I'm bringing in tens of thousands of dollars to the club a night. These other club owners are noticing. They want me to come over to their clubs in DC and Baltimore. And, you know, I'm pretty much having to turn all of this down. And eventually it gets to the point where the one club I was working at shut down, and he's pushing me to pretty much not go back. Like, I'll take care of you. And, you know, he's an entrepreneur. He makes really, really great money. And he does take care of me. You know, he buys me a whole bunch of nice things, jewelry, bags, you know, private jets, all of that. But he's pretty much pushing me to rely on him solely
And that makes me feel, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Pretty much when we're having, this is like 6 months or a year ago, we're having this conversation and I'm like detailing line by line by line why this is a very, very bad idea. Like, you know, I also want to do nice things for you. My 9 to 5 is great, but like the way the economy is going, like my 9 to 5 will provide for my bills, you know, my lifestyle, all of that, but pretty much nothing else. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Once student loans, cars, and everything is paid for, it's really not much left over to be super comfortable. And it's fine. I'll take care of you. It's fine. So, you know, our relationship is good, but pretty much anytime we get drunk or whatever, he starts, you know, this is where the truth comes out. He starts complaining about, I want you all to myself. I don't want, you know, all these guys to have access to you, blase, blase, blase. And he was like, just try it out. And, you know, if you don't like it, you can always go back. Now, mind you, that's not how nightlife works. Mm-hmm. Like, if you stay away too long, you get forgotten about and your clientele goes to other people.
Mm-hmm.
He's not listening. Okay, fine. Now, mind you, he's an entrepreneur. His money's great when it's great, but when it's bad, it's bad. And I keep telling him, you know, I understand you make great money, but it's not consistent and it's not stable.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's fine. Finally, I just said, fuck it. Like, okay, I'm telling you, this is a terrible fucking idea. Line by line, itemize why it is. But if this is what it takes to make you feel loved, you know, if you are confident that you are going to be able to take care of me in the way that you say you, I want you to know that I'm willing to sacrifice this much because it's so important to you and I love you that much.
Mm-hmm.
This shit has been fucking awful. I hate this shit. It's been fucking awful because now I get my source of fulfillment from myself. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I provide that for myself. You now want to be my source. You feel what I'm saying? And now I'm resenting you because anytime I need something, I have to go to you.
So you did quit the job?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. And how long has it been since you quit?
So I stopped working in Baltimore 2 years ago. I stopped working in DC in July.
Right.
So the thing is, he's older and he has a lot of money. So anytime I go to him with a complaint, he tells me it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I'm type A. I like to know stuff is being taken care of, when I need it taken care of, when I need it taken care of, how I need it taken care of immediately. But I also know I'm hyper independent and that comes from a place of trauma. And I know that if I want to heal that, I need to give people the opportunity to take care of me.
Mm-hmm.
So this is somebody I know that loves me and I trust him, so I did it.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking hate this nigga now. I hate him. I fucking hate him so much because every time I'm communicating to you my needs, it's like I need something taken care of and it's making me anxious that it's not being taken care of, and it's not being taken care of in the way that I need it to be taken care of when. So, mind you, he told me he's going to give me an allowance, this is that and the third. And he was like, okay, in the summertime, he was like, what amount of money do you need to leave the club? I was like, I don't want it to feel like, you know, you're buying me out the club. Like, I'm not a slave. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So he was like, okay, well, how much money do you have in your bank account? I do not like men knowing how much I have in my bank account. You feel what I'm saying? That's a boundary for me. I don't like it. It's none of your business. I'm a lady. You know, my dad taught me men aren't supposed to know what's going on in your purse.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I told him, he was like, okay, well, how much do you need to get to the next, like, 10,000? Let's say I have $25,000 in my bank account. I'm gonna get you to 30, right? So he was like, okay, I'll give you $6,000 so we can work on it like that. I was like, okay. Conveniently, like I said, fucking would. His business gets slow. Shit starts slowing down the whole summer. And he's still giving me the little money here and there that he always gave me. But this sum of money that he said he was going to give me, and I see it. I see him every day, so I know business is slow. So I wasn't pressed and, whatever. I wasn't pressed about it. I just let it go. Mm-hmm. This is like in June, July, September, I think. This man comes home with a $200,000 brand new car and put $10,000 to $15,000 Forgiato rims on it. I lost my shit. I lost my fucking shit. I was trying to be peaceful about it, but I wanted to beat the shit out of him. Anyway, I ripped him a new one. So when we got together, I was working remote and I was making good money. Trump came in office, he cut the clinical research funding, so I lost my job. I found another job in person making less money.
Okay.
But I just needed to get something. It's not the salary. So now I'm making less money at my 9 to 5 and I don't have my side income, right? Mm-hmm. I finally, one of my homegirls at a conference hooks me up with this new job that's making double what I'm making at this salary, right? Mm-hmm. And how I am is when I want something really, really bad, I don't talk about it to anybody. I keep it private and I just pray on it and I keep it between me and God because, I just feel like when things are not set in stone, you should just keep them to yourself. But he's just very needy and he needs to know what's going on at all times. And I'm somebody, I just don't care what you're doing, where you're at, none of that.
Gotcha. Okay. So what's the main question here that you want solved?
Okay, let me get to the end. So this man, he doesn't like it when I don't answer the phone. Right? So he sees me getting ready to go to work, blase. And he sees I'm not putting on my scrubs, I'm putting on a business attire. And he's asking me where I'm going. I said, don't worry about it. I have good news. Mind you, I had been through 3 interviews. This is the final interview. And he's pushing me to tell him where I'm going. And I keep telling him, I have good news. Just leave it alone. I'm going to tell you later. I'm in the in-person interview. This man starts blowing up my phone. Calling me back to back 10, 20 times in a row, texting me, where you at? I'm not having to move my phone around, because it's vibrating. The people I'm trying to have an interview with are asking me if I need to go take the call. I'm like, no, it's fine. I'm trying to hide the phone under my lap to hide the It was a mess. Anyway, I didn't end up getting the job.
Okay.
I just hate this. I know it's not intentional, but I know he loves me, but I'm starting to resent him because every time I communicate my needs, he tells me it's fine. Anytime I try and have space or boundaries for myself, he's pushing them, and I love him, and I know he loves me. But it all came to a head this weekend because I eventually communicated to him that my mental health is tanked. I'm depressed again because I pretty much am living my life for you now. I go to work, I come home, and that's it. I don't have a life because I feel like I have to, tell you where I'm going, what time, so your nervous system can be calm.
Okay. But I do have to get to the question, love, because I got one more call to knock out.
Yeah. Anyway, we got in an argument this weekend because I had an issue I was anxious about, and I told him a few weeks ago that if me and you are going to be in a relationship together, you have to stop telling me I'm fine, and you have to stop telling me I'm okay, because that's why I'm so depressed right now, because my needs aren't being heard. This past weekend, we're laying together. I'm telling him I'm anxious about this, that, and the third, and he tells me, you're fine, you're okay. And I just pushed him off me, and I was like, stop.
Okay. My mods have muted you because they want to double click on the idea that we need a question here. Okay. So I'm gonna unmute you, but we have to get to the question, all right?
Sorry. So pretty much he stormed out. I haven't seen it or spoke to him since, and I just want to know, should I reach back out and try and fix this, or should I just walk away?
Okay. It's a lot going on.
That's what I'm saying. It's so much.
It's a lot going on. So how long have y'all been together?
3 years.
3 years. Okay. Couple of mistakes made, right? I think for the right reasons. And I think you know this already, but definitely shouldn't have quit the job, right? Especially considering that I imagine you had that job when he met you.
Yeah.
Right. Which is the advice that's typically given to men is like, you don't meet women in the nightlife or who have jobs that you're not comfortable with if you're not going to be comfortable with her having that job, right? So that's a fault on his end for even putting you in that situation where he meets you, you're doing this job. He should know he's going to be uncomfortable with a woman doing that job, and then he tries to get you out of that situation.
Yeah.
And what you're running into is him not doing things in the way that you want them to be done, right? Which is like doing things on your timeline.
Yeah.
And then you relate that to your independence, which is good that you're aware of that. But I don't think that is as big of a problem as you say it is. It's an issue, but like you don't have any problem receiving things from him, right? You're not like turning down any help that he gives you or any kind of gifts or
I am like now. I am.
I mean, like before.
When I was making my own money, yeah it was fine because it was back and forth. He gave to me, I was able to give to him, and it made me feel good.
Yeah.
But now I can't give him anything, so I don't feel good.
Right. It kind of feels one-sided, and you probably feel like you owe him something. That's where that independence comes from. That's part of it. It's like you don't want to feel like you owe anybody anything.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah. And
now I feel like things have to be on his term because I'm not able to bring anything to the table.
Right. And a lot of times when guys have money like this, it's like it's a leverage for control.
Yeah.
And they have the assumption that money's gonna solve everything. Because part of how they look at women is like women want money, right? Like guys like that, that's like that's the reality they experience. Yeah. It's okay, women want money, so if I just provide money, then that should solve all the problems, right? And it's like, well, no, not really. Not really. You also gotta communicate, right? You gotta emotionally attune, have emotional intelligence, be a bit vulnerable. Like there's more things to make up a relationship. So, and now you're like in a situation where, okay, you're having an identity crisis on one hand.
Yeah.
Because you don't know who you are without, going out there getting it, right? Probably don't even know what to do with yourself half the time.
Yeah.
Because that gave your life meaning to a degree, right? And you actually were good at it. So you were rewarded for being competent at something.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like, you're unheard in the relationship.
Yeah, so, and I think it's making it worse because he keeps trying to give me more money, more gifts, and you're the center of my world, and I love you. And I'm just like, I just don't care. Like, I don't care. I don't care that I'm the center of your world. I don't need you to be the center of my world. Like, I don't care.
Yeah. So, it might be too late because when we're using words like hate, it's like, that's a rough thing to come back from when you start resenting the person.
Yeah.
And you're still not working out, right?
I still have my 9 to 5,
okay.
But it's at a lower salary. Like I said, it's less than what I was making when I met him, and he pretty much ruined the interview I had for the job that was going to be making double. So that's like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And what does he do for a living? I know you say he's an entrepreneur. Can you give any specifics?
He's like in crypto, and he does like logistics and transport and like real estate and stuff like that. He
Gotcha.
just has a lot going on all the time.
And he can't plug you into that system. There's nothing that you can help him with.
That's not what I want.
Okay.
He's tried, like he wants to start me a business, but I don't. And he keeps pushing it,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not what I want.
So ideally, you would work in the club doing what you were doing before.
No, my plan was like when I graduated college was because it takes years to grow in the clinical research space. There's money in it, but while I'm getting established and growing my income in clinical research, I can have this supplemental income on the side.
Okay.
And then once I reach a comfortable salary, I don't have to do this anymore.
Okay.
But I've pretty much missed out now on like 2 years of income. And he gives me money, but it's just like, I don't know. I just don't care.
Yeah. It sounds like you're over the relationship because you resent all of the negative experience that's been occurring these past, 2 years since you've been in this situation?
Yeah, we've been together 3 years, but like these past 2 years, it's just,
Yeah. It doesn't sound like it's something y'all can come back from. Not that it's impossible, but with the type of man that you're with, I don't think he has the tools to make it work. His orientation is going to be around like whatever you want, like make you happy, right?
Yeah.
But that's not like leading the relationship.
I don't know if I need to be led. I just don't want to feel like I'm being controlled.
Yeah, I mean, but part of leading the relationship is like knowing the person that you're with, right?
Yeah.
So it's like being unheard.
Yeah.
Instead of being like shut up, like slap, you literally slap money on your mouth when you're talking, like shut up, just take this, right? And it's like, but that's not how it works. Right?
Yeah, I don't think he's getting it.
Yeah.
Like, because every time I say I want to do this, I want to do that, he was like, but I gave you this and I gave you that. And it's like, I want to do it for myself. I don't get any gratification or growth if you're just handing it to me.
Right. Right. Yeah, so if you want my opinion, love, it's probably that's not going to work out.
Okay. I figured.
Yeah. But sleep on it. You make your decision. It's just, it sounds like you might have crossed the threshold with this one.
Yeah, because he left on Saturday, and like, I really just don't care. Like, I feel terrible because I love him, but like, I've been like, it's just been so peaceful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a sign. It's not the best sign, but you know, maybe it's a good thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Thanks. Sorry I talked so much. I just really needed to give the timeline.
No worries. Well, best of luck to you, all right?
Thanks.
All right, take care. All right, Mr. O'Neal, let's make it quick, bro. I'm late.
Well, actually, I was planning on making it quick anyway.
My man, let's do it. Are you still there?
You hear me, right?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
All right, so I'm kind of caught in a bit of a mix right now. So talks are going great with this one, but she's not exactly my type. But she checks off all the other boxes, and so I'm kind of like, I don't know if I should let this one thing hold me back, especially since we haven't even met yet, or if I should continue going and just see what happens and
What do you
go
mean?
with the flow.
What do you mean you haven't met yet? How did y'all connect?
Instagram.
Why? Okay. And she's not your type?
Yeah, because some of the stuff that she mentioned to me, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I could sacrifice for that, and it's just like.
Okay, what makes her not? Like, what makes her not your type?
She claims she's not as affectionate. Although I don't know how, because she's texting exactly how I want. She's her communication is really on point. And I'm just like, there's just that one thing in the way. But because we haven't met, I'm still like really anxious too, but at the same time, like I'm kind of like I'm on like a seesaw basically right now. Like I'm up and down on it, like just thinking about it, because we talk like a lot. And she lives in my island. She lives in my island, but she's also from Bahamas. So she has a bit of a different mindset than what I'm used to talking to. So that's the positive.
Okay.
So I'm just like, what do you think I should do? Like, should I make the type of big deal, or should I just continue going with the flow and see what happens when I meet her?
The second one.
See what happens?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because the other thing too is there is quite a bit of an age gap, but I mean, like, I don't really like typically try to do that as too big a deal. But to me, it's just like, man, I was so close to not even dating this year and stuff, and then here she comes along.
Okay. How big is the age gap?
So I'll be 36 on Friday, and she is 25.
Okay. Yeah, you should just take her out, bro, and see.
Yeah, because that's what I'm thinking. Like, because I mean, I had a big age gap with one that I took out last year, and I was like, yeah, I don't know if I could do it again. But this one is like she's way different. You know, I mean, like, you know, she's got a decent job. She's in college as well too here, so she's studying to become a teacher, and it's like I said, she basically fits the bill for everything else.
So the pattern of all of your calls, right? We talk about the same things a lot. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's the same thing when you call in. When you even said, like last time you called, I said, stop talking to these women all day. The time before that you called in, I said, stop talking to these women all day. You called in today and you said, we talk a lot. So you're still talking to them all day, right?
Not all day. Like, we balance it out. We balance it out, like morning, afternoon, and night. Like, not all every hour.
That's all day though, right? What is a day? Morning, noon, and night. That's what a day is, right? So that's still all day. You're anxious. You're anxiously attached. You're thinking too much about this stuff. You're invested before you invest too much. You're not pacing yourself. The amount that you're invested in the situation does not match where you are in the sequence of events. You haven't even met this woman yet, and you're talking about how perfect and different she is from everyone else. You haven't met her yet. You're judging her off of text messages. That's not real. You got to meet her first. And then you're in your head like, should I meet her because she said she wasn't affectionate? Yes, what do you have to lose? Meet her to find out. You're not, this isn't like a big decision. This is like, yeah, just go on the date and then determine off the date if you like her or not. Your assumption is that you can tell a lot about a person through text. You can't. You got to meet them in person. But you also got to stop meeting people and then being like, you're the one. You're creating this narrative in your head. So our last conversation was people on the island are probably thinking they're going to come up off you. And that's why they are dealing with you, right? So now you met this woman who's from another island, from the Bahamas, and now you're creating a narrative in your head like, okay, maybe she's different. Stop with all stories. No stories. So if you notice yourself like thinking about a story or creating a narrative or thinking that you're like creating an idea of who this person is and you haven't even met them yet, just stop yourself. Because that has never worked for you. Never. Out of all the calls, you've done the same thing with all the calls, and it's never played out the way you thought it was going to play out. So just stop doing that totally. You notice yourself creating a story. You notice yourself telling yourself about like, okay, this one's different. Be like, no, Mr. O'Neill, remember, you already do that, and you've been doing that in the past, and it doesn't work, right? You don't know this person yet. Let's actually spend some time, right? So that's the shift that you have to make. I hope that this one is different for you. I know you've been having a rough time. We already talked, you're not in a great situation geographically because of where you're located. But you have to come from a place where you let time reveal to you, in-person time, reveal to you that this person is the right fit. Not, oh, she's saying the right things over text. That's the wrong move. Okay? You still there? Because I can't hear you.
I don't know what's going on with my mic, but yeah. So I mean, we're set to meet tomorrow night. So
nice.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there. You know, I also think, I don't know. It's the whole, you know. Don't forget, by the way, Saturday is Valentine's. So after Saturday is basically when everything like shifts, and that's when a lot of people get this cuddle season basically off their mind, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll see how tomorrow goes, and you know, I don't know. It's basically like sink or swim at this point.
Right. Yeah, well, definitely keep me posted, bro.
Yeah, definitely. And I know I haven't been on. Lately, but I've gotten back into coaching basketball full time now. So
nice.
That's taking up a lot of my time lately as well too. So I've been pretty busy. So that's why I haven't been on the chat, because I know probably some people in the chat have probably been like, "Why isn't O'Neal in here lately?"
No, it's all good, bro. Live your life, man. But definitely keep me posted on how it goes, all right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Chief. Take care. All right. What's going on, chat? No more calls, by the way. No more calls. So I'll be here with y'all for like probably another half hour or so. If you have a question, you can drop it in the chat. But no more calls. Okay. I love how you're so respectful and patient with people. It's truly a gift. Nah, stick around. Sometimes I'm not so patient. Sometimes I lose my shit on some of these people. The day ones, they have a lot of proof as far as that is concerned. How to attract older men. I mean, from what I've always been told, older men are easy, right? Are they not already approaching you? Marquette went on about 2 minutes and my guy completely ignored it, spoke about Valentine's Day. I'm hoping we got through. to Mr. O'Neal. He is in a tough spot, though, where he's located. What's good, Bobby? Good to see you, bro. Want to come up tomorrow? Will you be live in the morning? No. Well, I'll be live at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So I don't know if that's the morning for you. How to break the insecurity cycle for a man. You can't make somebody not be insecure. They have to solve that problem themselves. I have a question a bit on the younger side. You can still drop your question in the chat. That's fine. So you mentioned him to stop talking to these women all day. So would you mention the same thing to a woman? Yeah, especially before y'all meet. What are we talking all day for? What do you make of individuals who keep dating avoiding partners? Let me